Hey, this is Mike. Thank you so much for choosing this video. Today I'm in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, visiting Sparks Toyota, and I'm checking out a 2019 Toyota Prius in the XLE trim level. This Prius is sitting on 215 45 Yokohama tires, wrapped around 17-inch alloy wheels in a gloss black. They also have plastic inserts to add to the aerodynamics. It also has four-wheel disc brakes with ventilated rotors in the front and solid rotors here in the back. The name of this color is Supersonic Red, and the sun is actually out now, so hopefully you can get an idea of what the color looks like. There's a little bit of pollen on it right now, but I think you can get the idea. Okay, so here in the front, it has, the grille is all a matte black, except for the emblem. That's the only glossiness that you have here. It does have the parking sensors. Then you have one hidden here in the black, and then you have another one over here in the red, right there. Now the turn signals and the side markers and the headlights are all LEDs here in the front. And the headlights are in a projector tube for your low and your high beams. So it just refocuses the beam. And it has this headlight housing that kind of stretches up into the hood and also across a little bit into the grille. Looking at the profile, you can see it has that contoured shape that Prius is known for. And it has body colored handles, side mirrors, but there's quite a bit of gloss black here on the side. So here in the front, right in this area, it has some gloss black. Then you have the pillars blacked out, and then it continues on to kind of solidify the glass into the back glass. Now the windows have been tinted from the dealership here. This is not from the factory. This is what the key looks like. It's a proximity key system designed to keep in your pocket or your bag, and you can use the vehicle 100%. Now it has a physical key on the inside in case you need it, but it does also have some lock and unlock buttons there, a panic button. Let's go ahead and push that. Has a little beepy horn. But as long as you have the key with you, you can of course lock the unlock with the buttons, or you can just keep it in your pocket, and you can lock it by simply putting your finger or your hand over a sensor that's indicated by these two lines. So you just put your finger there, it locks the doors. To unlock it, you simply put your hand behind the handle. It senses the hand position here and the key on the outside of the door and allows you access to the vehicle. And there's the physical key location on the driver's side only. Here's the inside of the passenger side door. Now it's a combination of the black and this white looking color. So I guess it's slightly off, or really light gray, something like that, but it looks really nice. It really brightens up the interior. Now the inside of the door is a combination of, it's soft touch surfaces here, here, and here, but it's a different varies of soft. So this is more soft, this is bottoms out quickly, and so does this too, very quickly. Just a little tiny bit of padding, and then it goes straight to a hard plastic underneath. And then down here is the hard plastics. There's some gloss black there, chrome handle, bottle holder and storage space at the bottom. Manually adjusted heated seat here on the passenger side. Now this is a Softex synthetic leather material with some stitching, blue or aqua, I guess like more like an aqua stitching there. It blends in a little bit of that black. Now Softex is a very durable material that's relatively easy to clean compared to leather. Also, it doesn't seem to attract and hold as much heat as leather too. So being in direct sunlight, not quite as bad getting in, especially if you have shorts on or something. Okay, so here's the floorboard. You can see the seat goes back quite a ways, and I'm actually going to get inside the vehicle to show you how I fit in it. A little bit of tapering right in here, but generally pretty good leg room. That's what it looks like. So the dash, it's a soft touch material. Then you have this little space right in here, so I guess you can utilize that for put your cell phone or anything right there. It's pretty neat. You'll notice they'll incorporate some blue, the aqua in there as well as the stitching. Okay, I'm 6 feet tall, and I'm gonna attempt to get in here. So it's a little low, so I will need to drop down. Okay, so I can, it's not too bad, get in, and there's a little bit of a threshold there to get my leg over. So this is generally pretty good though. And I have the seat all the way back, and this is probably where I would have to have it, or I would like to have it. I can move it up to about right there, and it starts to become an issue. I can access the glove compartment with it all the way back. Got plenty of room, don't feel like really claustrophobic. There's a little bit of a, you know, elbow impediment right in here, kind of contours in a little bit, probably because I have the seat back. If I go a little bit forward, the elbow's better, but my legs are a little bit compromised, but not too bad. So let's put the seat all the way back, and let's go in the back seat and see if I can fit in there. And also the door, let's see how far that goes. So it goes out quite wide, very similar to the front door, except for there's actually less space in the opening in the back. So the back door, hard touch surfaces up in here. This is a mildly soft, and then this is mildly soft. So mildly soft here and here, and the rest is hard plastics. So you can see it really bottoms out quickly. So it's not like a cushion. I mean, it feels soft when you touch it, but if you're resting your arm on there, it's probably pretty much the same as hard plastics. Okay, so let's get in. There's a little bit of a contour. You notice the front, the headroom is better as far as the entrance here. So let's get in with the front seat all the way back. So all the way back, I have to duck my head a little bit. Okay. So this is pretty good. So the seat's all the way back. Of course, it's not tilted all the way back or anything like that, but it's in a pretty decent position. It's just, this seat is just enough to where I can lower the back seats to clear this. Has a pocket here, 2 USB charge ports. Pocket here, you also have a zipper, so you can put some stuff in here as well. Goes in there quite a ways, so you can keep important stuff. This goes in there, so I guess you can keep stuff separate. Maybe your registration or user manual. I'm not sure exactly. Whatever you want, but this is not as easily accessible, but it's something that you want to, I guess, keep with you all at all times and have it separate from whatever happens to be piled up in this here, because that's a kind of like a junk drawer type or a trash can. Okay, so I have an armrest here, some cup holders. This is actually pretty soft, so that's good. This is very soft, except for right there where the cup holder is, but other than that, it's nice. Move that up out of the way. And the seats are pretty soft. I don't feel any bottoming out. Seems to be pretty decent. Now the shoulders on the seats are kind of bulky, and the headrest kind of gets in the way. So it's a little bit claustrophobic feeling, even though I have room. You know, if there was a little bit of space between the headrest or something, that might help. Okay, so let's try to get in the center position here. All right, so even though there's a very slight hump in the center, well, that's actually a little bit bigger than I thought. I can't put my feet there. I have to put them here, but then the tracks for the seats are kind of getting in the way right now. So it's a little bit of an issue. This is not a comfortable position for me to sit in the middle. Going all the way over here behind the driver's seat. Okay, so you notice I have to put my feet under the seat, okay? So even though I have some knee room, it's still a scrunch for my feet. The headroom is decent. I got a couple inches up there, maybe an inch if I stand really super straight up. Have some handles, a little hanger, and then the light. Okay, so let's get out, or attempt to get out, because my feet are stuck underneath the seat here. All right, so now I turn them out. You see the opening. This is kind of in the way. Headroom, It's kind of limiting. Have to duck and then stand up. So yeah, the back seat is, if you're 6 feet tall, a pretty big guy like me, it might be an issue riding back there or getting in and out. If you're doing that all the time, then you might want to get a bigger vehicle if you have passengers like me. Okay, so looking at the back, it has here at the top, a shark fin antenna that's body colored, and then you have some more of that gloss black, and you can kind of blends in here. It makes the window a little bit bigger than what it is, but you actually look at the visibility here, you can see the actual clear glass doesn't start till here. So it's much smaller than the actual, what it looks like. Looking at it, it looks like this is just like all glass, but it's actually just that smaller section in the middle. You do have some glass here to help with your visibility, since this is a very high back. I'm sure this high back has something to do with the aerodynamics, since the Prius has one of the most aerodynamic vehicles on the road right now. Okay, so the taillights are a combination of LED and standard bulbs, has parking sensors across the back, and it has a significantly offset backup camera right there. They actually put the button to open up the trunk or the hatch right in the center, so I wish they would swap those. The exhaust is pretty well hidden there on the right. Let's go ahead and open this up. You do have to lift it up. It's not very heavy, and it's assisted, of course. So this is a removable shade. You can retract it. You can also remove it if you need to. And here's your cargo space. Now, looking at the cargo space is pretty darn good overall. I mean, there's a lot of space back here. It goes off into the edges fairly well. Now, there's only one light source back here, which is unfortunate, especially with all the black carpeting. Now, it has these little hooks here and here to hang groceries or bags or whatever. You can also put like a net pocket back here if you want. You have some tie downs here and across the front. This lifts up, and there is a jack and tools and a tow hook, but there's no spare tire. This one has the tire inflator kit. So just so you know, there's no spare tire in this particular vehicle. And there's a place to put the shade. So if you take this shade out, you do have a place to put it under here, so that way you don't have to like put it in your house or anything. And you can fold these seats down. So it's a 60-40 split. There's a space right here to fold them down one or the other or both. And you can add to your cargo space while still maintaining passenger space when needed. Or you can fold it all both down, take out the shade, and you have a wide open spot. Okay, so lowering this down is fairly easy. It does have a handle here. You just kind of swing it down. Has a locking fuel door. There's a button right here to push to release it, and it's here on the driver's side. It has a cap, tether, and a place to hang the cap while you're pumping gas. Go ahead and start it up, or at least turn it on. Put your foot on the brake. I have the key in my pocket, and we just push this blue button right here. Okay, so if you don't hear an engine start, that just means that you're running off the battery, the electric portion of the vehicle. So the engine will start and all that stuff when it's needed. And I'll go into a little bit more detail a little bit later on. You can see where the power is coming from the battery. If we put it in drive and move forward, so you can see the battery is powering the vehicle. Here's the floorboard in front of the driver's seat. Floor mat hooks in place in two places, keeping it in place for you so it doesn't slide around. Accelerator and brake pedal, and right now it's real dirty, foot actuated parking brake. Looks like somebody test drove the vehicle with a dirty boots or something. And then you have a footrest here on the left side. So let's go and take a look under the hood. To open the hood, there's a latch a little bit to the right of center right in here. Just reach in and move it kind of up and to the left and lift up. So you can see it's kind of like tilts up like that. And it has a seal, this rubber seal around it too, to kind of keep it cool, I guess, in there so you don't burn your hands opening up the hood, I guess. The hood's very light, and it requires a prop to hold it up, and So you just unhook it. It's on the underside of the hood, and the place where you hook it is right under here, kind of hidden right there. Now there is an arrow pointing to it, but it's kind of hard to see at first. Okay, so this is a hybrid vehicle. It runs off of electric. It runs off a gas motor. It runs off of the battery. Whatever it has the most power, or I guess whatever it needs at the particular time, it kind of does its thing, and you just drive it normally, and it just automatically gives you the power, whether it be through the electric system or the gas system. So here's your traditional start up your start up your motor battery there, and has a 1.8 liter 4-cylinder engine, and it's paired to a very interesting transmission. It's an automatic transmission, kind of like a CVT type deal, but it's a little bit different. And I'll leave some links in the description if you want to do all the research on that. But it's basically an automatic transmission, and that's how it drives. The inside of the driver's side door is just like the other side, except for it has a few more buttons. Now all 4 windows are powered, so it's one touch up and down. And the front windows are actually laminated. And you can see how fast they are. And has this 2 panes of glass, acoustic material there in the center to help with the noise and stuff. Door lock controls, your side mirrors are adjusted here. Just pick a side and adjust it with like a little joystick. Okay, power seat for the driver. So the passenger has the manual, this one has power. Not only is it power, goes up and down, forward and back and all that, but it also has the power lumbar adjustment. So they definitely one-upped the passenger side. And they're both heated seats, by the way. I probably told you that. It's a 2-stage, low and high. Here to the left of the steering column, we already saw the hood latch release and the fuel door release. But right here is the automatic high beams. You can turn that on or off. It has a little indicator light letting you know if it's on or off. Dimmer switch for your interior gauges. And this is a park assist system to actually turn the steering wheel and help you park if you don't know how to park, or if you don't feel like parking. And then you have your traction control off button. Default will be on, so if you need to spin tires for whatever reason, you can turn that off. It has a tilt and a telescoping steering column that you lock in place here. So it's kind of a little bit to the left of the bottom of the steering column. It's kind of hidden right there. You just reach in, pull it down to release it, and then push it up to secure it. Sitting in the driver's seat checking it out, I have the seat all the way down and all the way back. So I'm 6 feet tall, just to give you an idea of the legroom here. And this is probably be where I need to be. Now the footrest is not quite tall enough with my foot, so there's a little bit of a interference there on the top, but it's overall pretty decent. Okay, so it has a leather wrap steering wheel, so I'm not sure if it's actually real leather or if it's a synthetic stuff, but it does feel really good, and has a stitching on the inside, soft to the touch, good thickness for my hands anyway. Okay, so down here it has the traditional cruise control that's Toyota's had for a while. Turn it on or off, set, resume, and cancel. Here on the left side is your volume for your radio. Change through your tracks or whatever, your radio stations or whatever you happen to have up. And then mode is your audio source. And then you can reset the trip here. The Bluetooth phone controls are here, voice recognition. So you can answer, hang up, and make calls and all that. Here on the right side, you have your heated steering wheel. So it's a nice heated steering wheel. And when you push it, the indicator light is up there to let you know that it's on or off. Lane departure alert, and your forward. So this button right here has adaptive cruise control, and this sets the distance between you and the vehicle in front of you based on your settings and your speed and all that stuff. These buttons correspond with the screen up here, and we'll get to that in just a minute. Windshield wiper controls are here on the right side. Turn signals here on the left, but you also have your headlight controls, daytime running light off, automatic, parking, and headlights. Okay, so you notice there's a screen up here, and then there's a screen here. And so you can control the information here on the screen using these buttons. Remember these buttons here. Okay, so you see it has a digital speedometer, outside temperature, and some information there, including your fuel gauge. And then it shows your car right now. It has a digital clock that's separated, which is nice. So it has some basic information up here. So as we scroll to the right, so you can see the little icons up there, hopefully. And as I scroll to the right, it gives me different options. So the first one's information, has the I there. So scrolling down, so resource monitor, fuel consumption, just different information there as you scroll down in that particular part. Scrolling to the right, this is where you'll get, you know, clock and timers and different things like this. This is the climate control, just basically what the climate's doing. So you can see, get more information by scrolling down where the air is blowing and all that. Scroll to the right, this is your safety systems with your radar adaptive cruise control, the distance between you and the vehicle in front of you, that kind of thing. Also, lane departure alert, you can turn that on, and it's going to give you some information there as well. So as I turn the lane departure alert off, you can see the lines go away. Scrolling to the right, any messages will show up there, and then you can go into your settings here, turn things on, or adjust any particular settings. So a lot of information vehicle related there, separate from your radio. Now the radio does, your touchscreen down here, does have some overlap with some of that information. So you notice you have a resource manager or energy monitor here. So when I put it in reverse, backup camera pops up here, put it in drive, put it in drive this time. I'm not used to this shifter, but I'll show you how to use it in a minute. So you can see it shows you where the energy is coming from. When the engine starts, it'll show you the path of where the power is coming from. It'll go to the electric motor and to the battery. So that's how that little energy monitor works. It's pretty cool. And you get more information here like so. And check out the radio. So you have AM, FM, CD, so a CD player hidden up in there, USB port, auxiliary input, and Bluetooth. Different settings here as well. Car information, so this would be your like trip computer and stuff. You have a physical volume tuned through the stations there. And then these are soft touch buttons here, by the way. And this is another phone button. Climate control is down here. So you have your temperature, fan speed, where you want the air to blow. So you just kind of push it up and down. And then your front and rear defrosters. This also turns on your heated side mirrors. You have an eco heat and cool, so this will kind of, you know, cut back on the make this more efficient anyway, but cut back. And then this right here will block the rear passengers and only give it to the front. So if you just don't have anybody in the back and you want to conserve energy, you can focus more on the front there. Okay, so this is the shifter. So you notice it has a braking. When you go down, you engage B mode for braking. So as you're driving, you need engine braking, you know, stuff like that, because that's a different type of system. You can do that. Put it in neutral by holding it to the left. Put it over and up to go reverse. And you can see it has the static guidelines on the backup camera, and it's offset backup camera. So you can see the tags on one side, not the other. So you have to compensate a little bit for that. Push it over and down to put it in drive. To put it in park, you just push the P button. So the drive modes, let's go ahead and push that. Power mode, eco mode, and normal. So power mode, eco mode, and normal. So it kind of has like this circular pattern. Then it has EV mode. So right now, let's go ahead and go to normal. If the energy in the battery is enough, you can push EV mode and you can actually drive the vehicle a certain distance just on electric power. There's a wireless charger here for your cell phone. So you just place your cell phone right there and make sure it's turned on. And I tried it with my phone. Even with the case on, it still charges the battery just fine. And you can utilize the space for just junk if you need to. It's not going to be like shocky or anything like that. Let's go and turn that off. And then you have your heated seats. So it's low and high, and center is off. Cup holders are here. Has a spacer in the middle. Rubber bottom portions and the little articulating arms to take up the slack for different size cups. There's a USB and auxiliary input here. a 12-volt power supply. Armrest, similar to the doors, kind of bottoms out quickly. A little bit more padding here, it seems. But this lifts up like so. And you have a little tray that's removable. And it's all black, so you can't really see in there very good, but it's just smooth on the sides. And this black felt here at the bottom doesn't seem to be removable. But anyways, you can just put your junk in there. It's not very easily accessible to the passenger. Okay, so now the engine just started. So now it's showing power going from the engine to the battery, charging the battery. If we go ahead and drive, it's gonna go the engine to the wheels as well as the battery, okay? So that's what that resource monitor, I call it a resource monitor because it has different resources to go by, but they call it an energy monitor. Okay, so the rearview mirror is an auto dim feature. So the mirrors, so you have the auto dim feature on the mirror. The side mirrors are heated, but they also have your blind spot indicators in them as well on both sides. You have your HomeLink garage door opener controls. You can also turn off your auto dim feature right here with that button. Place to put your shades up here, very small. So I guess you have to have small glasses or something. Maybe small reading glasses or something like that. You can turn on all your interior lights by pushing this button that way, off, or in the center position right there for if you want the doors up and have to turn on the lights. And then you have some little reading lights here, individual lights. The visors have a mirror and lights. They also have this extension here. So looking at the visibility there in the back, you can see the pillars kind of get in the way, and the headrests, and the overall roof. And the window has a double pane window, so the top and bottom. So looking directly out the back is not too bad, but overall all vehicles pretty much have blind spots, so something to get used to. Of course, it has the parking sensors, the blind spot monitor system, and the backup camera and all that stuff to help you. But just to give you an idea of what it's all about. All right, thank you for watching, and thank you to Sparks Toyota here in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, for allowing me to show off an awesome vehicle, and I'll see you guys next time.